I learned the hard way.
Yeah.
Remember, I came from a different world
No
to the high
doubt.
school coaching world. Patience, be humble, be prepared for difficult conversations. When I played, guess what? You don't play anymore.
For sure.
So you got to put that other hat on.
Yeah.
And it's about when they're playing.
No doubt.
So.
A short trip from the national office in North Carolina to a city that has always been friendly to the ABCA, Nashville, Tennessee. We touched down on the gorgeous campus of Ensworth High School to connect with proud ABCA member and USA Baseball 15U national team coach, the head coach of the Tigers, Jason Maxwell. Let's head down and catch up with Max. This episode is presented by Baseball Coaches Insider, the exclusive provider of the ABCA Barnstormer Clinic video series. We can't thank them enough for their efforts in bringing this project to life, working the cameras to help us take a deeper dive into these programs and these coaches, and we hope that you go check out more of their exceptional resources at coachesinsider.com.
Max, thanks for having us here at Ensworth, man. Thanks for having us.
It's definitely an honor to have ABCA here, have you here, man.
Appreciate
You're
it.
a famous guy, so this is definitely an honor.
Well, again, we're just honored to be in this facility, and I think we'd be remiss if we didn't really kind of grill you a little bit and see if we can pull some stuff out of you.
Yeah, we can get in there.
Let's do it.
Let's get in there.
So the first place I want to start, for anybody who that doesn't know who Jason Maxwell is,
Yes.
just take us through kind of your growth inside baseball, your career in baseball, and what led you to here at Ensworth.
So I'm a Tennessee boy. So
Okay.
I grew up in a small town here in Tennessee, about 50 miles south of Nashville called Lewisburg. So I attended Marshall County High School, and then I went on to play collegiately at Middle Tennessee State. And so after Middle Tennessee State, after my junior year, I was drafted by the Chicago Cubs. So I took the draft route. Wasn't an easy route for me because I was not a first rounder.
Right.
I was a last rounder.
Right.
Uphill
from there.
It was an uphill battle from day one.
Sure.
I didn't take the traditional path, so to speak.
Right.
But I took the path for me.
Right.
And so within that, obviously there's adversity. I have two boys, Jaden and Jason. I talk to them all the time about if you don't face adversity on your path, son, it's not. Is it worth it?
That's a great point.
And I learned so much along the way. I learned about being a man, being a friend, being humble. All the above. Those experiences that I'll never ever regret and never ever forget.
Okay, so we get done playing professional baseball, and there's
Absolutely.
a place where, as most of us are, when our career ends, now what? And you were really charged in your heart to really think about coaching.
What's funny is I knew my path all along to coach. I didn't know where.
Yeah.
Right. So here's why, is that coaches have given me so much growing up.
That's awesome.
Whether it's in little league, high school, college, coaches have given me so much. It's only right that I give back to what coaches have given me.
Goosebumps.
And so I didn't know where, and here comes Ensworth. Literally, I'd never heard of Ensworth.
Right.
And the athletic director reaches out to me. We're going to start this baseball program, and would you like to be a part of it? So I wasn't necessarily down the head coach. It was like a try. Do you want to be a part of this? I started this baseball program, and we started with 12 boys.
Wow.
2 of them had actually played baseball.
Love it. Humble beginnings.
You talking about humble? So I'm coming off the professional baseball soil, and I'm coming out here with 2 kids who had actually ever played baseball.
Wow.
And to make it even better is we start playing, and the first game, the best player at that time, his name is Kerry Oakley. Love him dearly.
Yeah.
Kerry Oakley gets hit in the head, gets a concussion.
Oh my gosh.
So there we go. We got one guy. And he was our pitcher, our shortstop, our best hitter.
Everything.
He was all the above.
Yeah.
And so there you go.
Wow.
That's where we started.
Gosh, okay.
So to watch this grow.
Yes, and you're talking about 13 years in the dugout, and as this thing has really grown, take me through the success this program has been able to. How have you been able to build it to a place where we're talking about state championships coming through?
Yeah, it's been fun.
Sure.
It's been interesting. It's been humbling. It's been, I've cracked at times.
Yeah.
There have been nights that my wife has really been there for me because this has not been easy. But to get, to see where we are now and to see where we began, man, we've come a long way.
So what I'm picking up is that, you don't take anything for granted. You really held on to that.
Never.
Yeah.
I never take anything for granted because you know what? we all can be replaced, right? Everybody's replaceable.
Tomorrow.
We all can be replaced. So
Yeah.
I never take anything for granted. So when I come out every day, my players know I give them everything I have.
Okay. Yeah, I can feel that.
And in return, when you give them that, then they're going to give you everything
Every
they
time.
have, right?
Gosh, okay. That's such an interesting story. So when we get to the place where we finally get to bring a banner and put
Yeah.
it back here and talk about a
Absolutely.
championship, how was that
Absolutely.
moment for you?
You know what? That's going to be a moment for everybody.
Yeah.
And, you know, obviously, I'm going to love it, but I think it's going to go back to that year one, those
There you
13.
go. There you go.
Right? This is for them. And still to this day, you know, I'm a relational type of guy. And all of my players, whether they were here first year or last year, whatever, they all stay in touch.
I love that.
Right? So
Gosh.
it's bigger than baseball.
Sure.
So when that comes, it's going to be bigger than baseball. That's a moment that we're all going to relish in. And it's
Okay.
coming.
Yeah, it's coming. Oh, no doubt about that. There's this move within coaching that you maybe start out early and it's ego driven and it's about
Absolutely.
wins, and your fulfillment comes from the success of your team, point blank, on wins and
Absolutely.
losses. There's a moment that most successful coaches hit where that whole thing shifts on its head and it gets really
does.
turned into player driven, relationship driven, process oriented. Do you have an aha moment, or was that kind of when you started you had it?
You know, I always talk, you know, to my coaches, you know, and remind myself, like, we're never going to have another meaningful at bat.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So
It's
check,
over.
check your ego when you come in the door, because as soon as you start coaching, it becomes about them
That's
instead
right.
of about you.
Wow.
Right? And
Right.
so that is my moment. So here's an interesting story is I get a phone call last year. We just lose to Memphis University School, 2-0 in the state quarterfinals. It's the game to go to the Final Four. We lose 2-0. I get a phone call from a guy, and he goes, "Man, you're gonna get you one of those state championships soon." And that moment is when, and I don't know what hit me. I go,
Oh, man.
I go, you know what? That doesn't define me. I said, because if I'm coaching just to win a state championship, oh boy, I missed the boat.
No doubt.
I'm in it for the wrong reasons.
No doubt.
I said, my championships are won when I get that call that, Coach, I'm getting married, or
Yeah.
Coach, thank you for everything, or Coach, here's my son.
There's a piece of this that I think is extremely important when you think about growth as a leader. In terms of a guy that first job out of pro ball, you have to stand in front of a team
Yes.
and direct them and preach culture and preach a message that's going to move them down the line. And I think from year one to now, as you work through your career, how have you grown inside that space?
Crazy. You know what the first thing is? You're not playing anymore,
There you go.
because all eyes are on you. These kids are looking at you for every bit of instruction. You got to come up, what are we working on in practice that day? Okay, writing the lineup out.
Yep.
So all of that, you know, I just came in the first year. I mean, I knew how I wanted to coach, and then all of a sudden you're coaching, and you got to plan every day.
No doubt.
Every
No
day
doubt.
is a plan.
Yep.
And so you're going through this every single day. So I think I've learned how to manage practice time,
Okay.
to make practice time efficient.
Mm-hmm.
I've learned to manage personalities.
Absolutely.
If you can't manage personalities,
You can't coach.
you're not going to coach.
No doubt. A high school coach's role is so unique and at times can be thankless. And from the ABCA perspective, we have so many that make up our demographics. And when I think about a high school coach, I think your job's different than the college guy. And
Absolutely.
that's a lot of elements aside. But I think about the real having to deal with parents, having to manage the growth of a 14-year-old to an 18-year-old. That's a completely different
Different
animal in
world.
itself. How have you really come to embrace the role of the high school coach and all the things that comes with that?
And learning to embrace it is tough, but it took me a while to get there.
Right,
Or
no
to
doubt.
get here.
No doubt.
Because you're dealing with so much. You got expectations from kids and parents. Their expectations. Everybody wants to go D1.
For sure.
Everybody wants to
For
go
sure.
to D1. And there are phenomenal D2, D3, NAIA schools
No doubt.
across the country. But everybody wants to go D1. So now, here you go. So-and-so saw my kid, okay? They liked him. And so now you got to call a coach.
Right.
And sometimes the coaches don't even know who these kids are.
Right.
But they went to that camp. And so now you got to how to manage the attitudes of the personalities of the parents,
Yep.
their expectations, then you have to manage the kids.
Yep.
Honesty is the key to it all.
Yep.
So when you're honest with the kids, honest with their parents, it's difficult and a lot of people don't like those difficult conversations.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no doubt.
Okay, but when you coach high school baseball, you're going to have difficult conversations.
Mm.
Because remember, in baseball, you only play 9.
Yeah,
All right, you only play 9, and everybody thinks they should start.
that's right.
Everybody should bat third, or everybody should play shortstop.
That's right.
You know how hard this is?
Sure.
So everybody has to do that.
Yeah.
And that's not an easy deal. And so you got to manage that, because at 10 years old, everybody was that guy.
Right.
All of a sudden you get in high school, there's somebody else you can play here. And so it's not unlike football and like basketball. You're not shuffling guys in and out.
Sure.
So you got to find a way to keep everybody, because you got guys on the bench. How are you going to keep those guys
Find a
happy?
role for them.
You got to find your role.
Yeah.
And the key to it is making them embrace that role.
Mm,
And if they can embrace that role, then you've built a team culture.
no doubt.
Right? And here's the great thing, Sheets. You have to start that over every year.
Every year. No
Every
doubt.
year.
New opportunity.
Every year.
Okay, I think if you could talk to a high school coach watching this,
Absolutely.
that's maybe in a place where, man, I'm not sure what I've gotten myself into, or they're struggling in a certain regard, what advice would you offer? Kind of empty your pockets on that.
Patience.
There you go.
You better be patient. You have to be patient
Mm-hmm.
in order to make it work.
You learned that the hard way.
You learned the hard way. I learned the hard way. 'Cause remember, I came from a different world to
No
the high
doubt.
school coaching world. Patience. Be humble. Be prepared for difficult conversations.
Yeah.
But, embrace leadership. And when you do that, kids will do anything for you. They're going to run through that wall for you.
Love it.
And that's what I love about coaching, is building relationships. The last thing is put that ego aside. Put your ego aside.
Say it again.
Because it's not about you anymore.
No doubt.
Remember, and I hear this all the time, and we all do,
Yeah.
is when I played,
Right.
when I played,
Right.
when I played, guess what? You don't play anymore.
For sure.
So you got to put that other hat on.
Yeah.
And it's about when they're playing.
No doubt.
So
I
you got
love
to
it.
find that way.
Dude, you're the best.
You're the man.
Thanks for letting
Sheets.
us rap with us.
Hey, buddy. Anytime.
You're the best,
You're the man. Thank
Take
you.
it easy.
I think it's our job as hitting instructors to affect the timing of our hitters on a daily basis. I think you should have timing drills.
Yeah.
I think you should see some kind of spin every day.